I'm alive, George.
Cool. Evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope we're all doing well. We're gonna review the last game of the season. Look forward to the Champions League final. But if you're a Chelsea fan or Kira Walsh, I've heard there's a nice deal going on in Sainsbury's at the minute. So, but yeah, we'll let me introduce you to my guest, Paul. How you doing, mate?
Yeah. All good. Just about recovered from Saturday.
Yeah, corrupted you, mate. You left the pub one of the last to leave too.
Yeah.
So yeah, good effort. Laura, how you doing?
I'm good, buddy. I'm the same as Paul, although I didn't really have it much to drink on Saturday. But of course, the travelling that we did was horrendous. So I'm back to work tomorrow. So just took today to recuperate, and yeah.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. It was worth it.
I just hope none of the kids at the school mention Lena Hurty to you, because when you come over to it full time, I think me and Andrew was a bit taken aback. We was like,
I was furious with that. I was absolute furious. We'll talk about that later when we're talking about the doghouse.
But guys, that's Laura Sanchez was furious. Is really putting it mildly. Yeah, it was.
I think at one point Ben's daughter was absolutely just shocked. She was just like, her and a wee friend were like.
I've been friends with Mel a long time, but I don't even think I've heard a Scottish person ever swear that much. Like it was like a really Tourette's version of Braveheart at one stage.
I could imagine it was.
Talking about the main man, Andrew, how you doing, mate?
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I'm good. I forgot to mention, no one's mentioned this, but whoever chose the theme tune for this show, it's an absolute bop. Thank you to whoever it was. It's a great tune. Was that you, George?
No, it wasn't me. That was Jonesy. So Jonesy does our graphic stuff. So yeah, fair play to him. We're gonna have some new stuff out in the summer. So
cool.
he loves the bop. Yeah.
Keep the theme tune though.
It's like Dennis Waterman, isn't it? Really.
Pretty much. I get the reference.
And it's because of the age, mate. That's probably what it is.
I think so.
Yeah. Chantel, how are you?
Yeah, good. Happy to end the season on a joyous occasion with victory, and I'm just enjoying the sun, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, I want to say thanks to Chantel. She come and watch. Well, that's a loose word. She came to watch me play cricket. It's probably one of my worst ever games. So, but yeah, we done all right. So, I think I got out for 0 off of 2 balls, looked up to the ceiling, walked off, and then they got me to bowl, and I was bowling it everywhere else, but not where it should have been. And then in the last 2 overs, I got smashed in the face. So yeah, it was a good day, really. Yeah. So yeah, less said about me playing in Southampton, the better, really. But it was nice to tell. We will be having someone on who's won more than Tottenham this season. I know that don't narrow it down because that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. But we'll be having the main woman, our captain, Mrs. Mel McDonald. So she'll be on in a little bit. And you'll be able to hear about her trophy winning weekend as well. So we'll get underway. We'll start about the game. Obviously, Andrew, it was absolute massive game. It shouldn't have been, but it was a massive game to get us to get that second place, wasn't it?
Yeah, we knew coming in that we need. If we drew, we were fine. But obviously, Man United were going to come for the win. That's what they needed to do, and it meant a lot to them. I mean, obviously, we remember what we wanted to avoid was that mini tournament at the beginning of next season. If you qualify in third, and you have to go through that mini tournament, which we have all got some nightmares about, especially after because obviously it's got the European the Lionesses are playing, and among other
Yeah.
countries as well. So yeah, it was a huge game. We knew it was big. We'd made it big because we could have, if we'd have had those 2 wins against Villa and Brighton, it would have been an absolute dead rubber for us. And yeah, it was. We'd made it big, and then we went and made it big in the end as well by throwing a massive lead. But hey, onward we go.
Won't worry at all, mate. to be fair, you can kind of clarify that. I wasn't that nervous, was I?
No, to be fair.
I was crying. It's Man United, mate. Like, I knew that they'll score. Yeah, they're fine, but there was nothing to say that we shouldn't have scored more as well. But obviously, we'll come more to that. But
No,
I
to
think
be fair, you
was
did
just
turn to me.
melting. I think I was melting, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you did turn to me at one point, and it was. I think it was at 4-3. You just said they're not very good, though, are they?
Yeah.
It's like, as a fair summary, I thought, yeah, they're not, and let's just enjoy these last 10 minutes because it's they're not going to score. But hey, and you're right.
Yeah. It was quite funny where I just said they're not very good though. Laura, come to you. Obviously, there was a lot of silly talk and a lot of pressurized talk about obviously Manu had to play. I think there's time and places to say things, isn't there? Like before the game and at the game, you just need to back the players to the hilt. But I thought Manu had a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the best games I've seen from Manu. Wasn't scared to actually dive for the ball this time round. I thought she commanded her box really well when obviously things were coming away, and she soaked a lot of the pressure up. Even getting those balls out really quick from the back. I know I was one of the ones complaining that we always seem to pass to one of the defenders for them to get the ball out the back rather than Manu. But on Saturday, it seemed like Manu was just grabbing the ball, putting it up the park. And most of the time, from what I've got in my vlog videos, we were getting the ball. And of course, from what I watched back. So, yeah, I was happy with her performance at the weekend, and she has taken a lot of slack.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think she was unlucky with one of the goals because obviously she just it was just too strong for her, I think, to be honest. Paul, obviously, we started the game. Chloe Kelly thought had a decent game. Do I think she was player of the match? Nope. But I suppose they've got to give it. They've got to do something to get her to sign a new deal, wouldn't they? So, yeah, I like saying the first goal. It was quite a nicely taken goal, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, obviously an error in the Man United defence and goalkeeper, but she was there to capitalise on it, and that's something we have lacked all season, is that player in the box to pick up on a mistake, pick up on a second ball, and she just took it and whacked it in and went and celebrated right in front of those Man United fans, which I think was just sort of the icing on the cake, really.
I would give her a new deal just for that, to be honest. But
yeah, exactly. You know, I'd have taken a 5-1 defeat and just for that celebration in front of them. So yeah, she had a great game. I agree. I don't think she was player of the match, but that goal, the way she took it, and everyone wants her to stay, and yeah, I think that's why she got that this weekend. It was sort of a come on, sign the contract.
Yeah, see, I'm still. This is something controversial already going into it. I don't mind if Chloe Kelly does sign permanently, but I've always said for me, she becomes like a Lena Hurty replacement. We still need to buy a top winger for me.
Yep.
But then
agreed.
if she scores the winner against Barcelona, do what you like. Give her a damehood, mate. You know what I mean? Like, give her the keys. Just call it North Chloe forever, like whatever. But yeah, I still I think there's a lot of sentimental stuff with Chloe Kelly. Yeah, she's decent, but for us to be pushing at that highest level, we need to be having Caitlin, Chloe, Beth, and the top winger for me. Unfortunately,
Agreed.
I don't think. Unfortunately, I don't think that will be the case. But I think it's one or the other. But so Claire, if you're watching, because we did see you, Claire. We saw you. We like it was like a game of Where's Wally, and it wasn't. It was Where's Claire, and she was there. So she does exist, guys. She does exist. So yeah, Chantel, we'll go. Obviously, I want to talk about Kim Little. Obviously, she's what is she, 34 now? 35? I think everyone was writing her off before her finger injury. So I don't know what that doctor done. But ever since she's had her finger injury, she's been probably our best player, would you say? And then she got her goal as well, didn't she? Which was nice.
I
her
mean,
first goal of the
I
season.
was at that surgery, so they not only fixed her finger, but they replaced her legs for like more youthful legs. No, yeah, no, it's quite nice to see. Like everyone's saying about like for females, they've got like once they hit their 31 mark, that's it. You're kind of looking for an easy club to retire at. But she seems like she's just got bursts of energy still in her, and she's still fighting to win that ball in midfield. She's not really going, like I've got like captaincy here, I've been here, so like everyone should respect me. She's quite humble, I think, with how she plays, and she's still going out there like week in, week out, putting a shift in. And I think that's what you need from a captain like that, especially at her age, because if she's gonna command the team, then she's got to set that example, and she sets it with a very high bar for the others to go with. And I think she had a cracking game against United.
Yeah, I thought she was contender for player of the match again, to be honest. So, Andrew, I'll come to you because we all know you love to drop some stats. Obviously, we conceded. We conceded. We didn't look that great, and then as the game went on, talk to me about Katie McCabe, Andrew. Katie McCabe.
Which version?
Yeah, the one that should know how to play. But yeah, I think the last 2-3 weeks she looks absolutely shattered. That's the only defense I'm going to give her because that's the only defense she does. So, but she had quite of a horror, didn't she? Quite a horror 10-15 minutes. Obviously, we went 3-1 up, and then Katie McCabe like with the goal and then the penalty. What's your views on it? Is it that she's getting found out, or do you think she's just shattered and she needs to be rotated more?
It's a great point. Yeah, I mean, just to add on that she did actually was it a sixth? I can't remember. Was that a seventh assist of the season to set up Frida's goal?
He does remember. He's just trying to make it look better than what it is. He's already posted it in the group. Come on, we're not.
But yeah. Back to your point, and yeah, they were two poor decisions from that led to those goals. I think absolutely. I think it is fatigue. That they were tired decisions. I think the role, and it's interesting because the role she's got it's absolutely so key to Arsenal, and I wonder if that's why Jenna's not had as much time as she's as we would have liked, because it's such a big role to learn. You can see, Katie's, she's not a left back as we would see it. She inverts, she has to go on. She's, obviously a massive part of our attack. And I think, it did feel like in these, to be fair, the past 3 games, or even at the end of the Lyon game where she just looked absolutely exhausted. And I was just wondering if we've just learned a little bit about her, because she's just been this machine for years of just like one of the fittest players, the strongest players that we've got. And I do think that Jenna needs to come in. And it's interesting because I think Paul was saying that Jenna's is a has been a forward and a midfielder. And so I wonder if she's been drafted in so that she can play this role, because it's not about Katie, it's about the left back position in the Arsenal. It's interesting that we've absolutely we've topped the league with goals scored, but I think we're like so far behind Chelsea with goals conceded, even without the kind of the 58 that we conceded, it feels like, in the last 3 games. So I wonder if Renee's going to have to kind of reconsider how she commits the left back in forward. So bottom line, not Katie's fault. It's all your fault, George.
Good. To like what I will, it's like what I said in the group. Yes, I think it was yesterday. Like, second Champions League final, absolute brilliant end to the season. But I think people do often seem to forget we are second and we finished 12 points behind Chelsea, which is probably the biggest swing from first to second ever in the WSL. I might be wrong with that, so someone can fact check that, but it's up there. And putting it ruthlessly, you can't be getting battered at Villa. You can't be getting battered at Brighton. You have to, if you want to win the WSL. It just don't happen. Chelsea don't do it. So, and this is where I go back to with Renee. Now she's going to have a whole summer, her own summer. She's probably going to bring in her own players. The rotation for our squad is probably the most important going into next season, because you just can't play with the same 13, 14 players week in, week out. It just doesn't work. I don't think so. I don't know what you think, Laura, about that, and obviously about Katie.
Yeah, I mean, I think squad rotation next season is a major factor that we obviously need to focus on. We've said it time in and time out that is something that really affects us. Is by the time the end of the season comes, you can tell some of your players are just absolutely shattered. And especially this season, that's Emily Fox and Katie McCabe. I think they've done the most games this season for us, and yeah, you're right, they are tired. And of course, Andrew will laugh at this, and I'm sure he did laugh at it when I put the comment in the group chat the other day that I'm eating my words when I say about Katie McCabe, and I understand where Andrew was coming from when we talk about Katie and how so far up the park she is, and he's right, she's not. I don't think we've actually put her in that left back position. We've put her somewhere in between there, but mainly in midfield. So by that point, we haven't fully worked out defensively where we can cover that if Katie's so far up the pitch. And then, of course, if Katie recognises that, she's then having to bomb back to that left back position to try and help out the defence because they haven't worked it out, which then again comes into fatigue for Katie. So, but yeah, rotation is a big thing that we need next season, and of course we need quality players that can come in and help with that rotation.
Yeah. Talking about quality players, no, I don't know if Mel's here yet, but
yeah, she is.
Yes,
Mel's in the house.
Yeah.
See, that was perfectly timed. I didn't even see you coming. So,
I don't want to know what you're about to say.
yeah. So, yeah. Congratulations, Mel. I just couldn't get the red carpet in time for the show. So,
sorry, it was a tight turnaround. But
yeah, that's fine. So, we'll plan it for the next one. Like, is it like? Do we have to call you Dame Mel now? Is it like?
No, I'll settle for champ.
All right, cool. Nice.
Champ it is.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, mate. We're all buzzing for you and proud of you. So yeah, well done.
Thank you very much. I currently have the trophy in my possession because all of the directors and the chairman went out on the piss last night, and none of them were feeling brave enough to take it uptown with them. So it's currently in my house instead of being in the boardroom at the club. So
people she just wanted to bring it on so that she knew that any of the Arsenal lot were watching it. They knew what a cup looked like.
Well, I'll go get it.
So you're drinking Jaeger bombs out the top.
She's going to get the trophy. She's going to get the trophy. She's going to get the trophy for us.
Don't
Don't do a Real Madrid and drop it.
Oh God, yeah.
You say that, but funnily enough, it's actually broken already. I would like to point out this was not me. I had nothing to do with this. It was broken when we received it. It also stinks of alcohol.
No way.
And I was still thinking of alcohol this morning because one of my teammates poured 2 bottles of champagne over my head. So
Fair play. It's
big
always the
thanks to
best.
Sarah for that one.
Always the best night. Say that is. So I completely understand if you didn't watch any of the game, Mel. But did you watch any of the game?
I saw the highlights.
Okay.
Because I was too busy tucking into some local welfare bottom of the barrel football on Saturday and enjoying the sunshine. And by the looks of it, the game I was at was a lot more interesting. And from what I saw, Manu wasn't awful. She had some good saves. I just don't think she's anywhere near consistent enough as to what we need. All of her goals were good. We should have had another penalty. They got away with a handball. But
I was going to come to that. Before we go on to the decisions where I shouted at the refs, and even my guide dog would have given that one. Paul, obviously, talking about a player who's not as good as Mel, obviously, Mariona. Yeah, again, she turned up, didn't she? Obviously, she got the penalty, but player of the season as well. It's like Andrew said, we've got quality players. That's the one. That's the level we kind of need to get to, isn't it? But with Mariona,
Yeah, I mean, she's been consistent the whole season. Yeah, when she's played, most of the games, probably her, Katie, and Emily have played the most of the games of the outfield players. And yeah, whatever she's done, she's done well, and she's passed the ball well. She's taken the penalty. She's taken her goals well, and yeah, between her and Emily, for me, it was a toss-up which one was going to be player of the season because they've both been performing really well. And like I said before, world-class players play well consistently. We've got world-class players in our team, but they're world-class almost when they feel like it, not week in, week out. And that's the difference with a player like Mariona, that you can just rely on her all the time.
Yeah, I still think 3 players for us are the world-class players. Like, Russo was getting there, but I think she's just got another step to go yet. But for me, it's Emily, Kimi Esther, obviously, and Mariona for me. Daphne is really, really good and probably one of the best goalkeepers up and coming. But like you say, I think world class is a word that gets bounded around quite a lot. And I think different people have different perceptions on who they think are world class. And that doesn't mean I'm saying they're shit. I just mean they're just not at that top elite level yet. Like I think we've seen with Russo, like last couple of games, I think she's been focusing maybe on that golden boot, and it kind of distracted her a little bit.
Yeah.
So but I think she's had a great season as well, and I think if we carry on the way we are and bring a couple stronger players in, she could win it outright, the golden boot next season. There's nothing stopping her really. All depends what Bunny Shaw does as well, which I think is ridiculous because look how many goals Bunny Shaw scored and look how long she was out injured for. I think that just shows like the level of Shaw as well. Chantel, come to you. Obviously we held on for the win, but there was a couple of decisions that really, really baffled me. Like the handball, I think, like I said, even my guide dog would have seen that. Like it was so blatant, wasn't it?
Yeah, like if you look on rewatching it, you can see where the ref is lined up, and it's not like she's got major obstructions in front of her from Bizet's arm position, you can see it's out. And like even on the commentators, they were like, "Oh, well, you know, she's going for it, so that arm would be in a natural position to be balancing herself." But like, I think that's complete bullshit because, like, if your arm's up in the air, I don't care if you're going to jump or what. It's a handball. It's a handball, unless it's like completely like undodgeable. Then I don't see how you can give decisions like that. It's just been a reoccurring issue across the whole season about the officiating from the referees and the linesmen, and you can tell from the players as well by the way they react if it's a adamant handball or not. But yeah, it's just not good enough. But then it's like the situation that we've discussed again and again.
Yeah.
Like you either improve the training to officiate or you bring VAR in, and then you got pros and cons with that. So it's just frustrating, really. And then like even with the fouls, like I'm going off tangent now, but even with like the fouling, we ended up with 2 yellows and United, I think, only ended up with 1, but they committed more fouls than us and they had so many options from the ref and warnings going like, look, calm it down, or the amount of times that Russo and Caitlin were getting their shirt pulled or getting dragged back when they were on that breakaway. There was nothing. And then Leah Volti comes on for one shirt pull and it's a yellow card straight away. And I was like, where is this officiating come from to be like, you know what, I'm giving you one, but I'm not going to give these other players a yellow? So it's just poor and frustrating coming from a side that seems to have very poor decisions taken against them week in, week out.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll go round and then I've got a cheeky little segment to add in, but I'm going to start with Andrew when we start it because kind of the joke goes with it. But I'm going to go around. Laura, who was your player of the match?
My player of the match was Kimmy Little. Yeah,
I'm glad you don't
definitely.
say- So you're not part of the social media FC picking Chloe then?
Nah, I've got to stick up for the Scottish, so.
Oh yeah, I tell you, you're scary when you get angry. You're scary, mate. I tell you. Who shall I go to? Andrew, who's your player of the match?
I thought it might be Caitlin. I mean, I can see why
I thought
Chloe
you were
got
going to
it.
say Katie. Then I was going to boot you off the show.
No, she was United's player of the match. No, I think I can see why Chloe got it. She had a lot of the ball. She had the fullback on toast. Mind you, I don't think they had any starting fullbacks. To be fair to United, they were all injured. She got the assist, she got the goal, so I can see that. But I thought Caitlin was just so dynamic, so aggressive in every possible way, and I thought I just love Caitlin's kind of combative a game, and she just keeps going. She's another kind of machine that we've got. So yeah, I thought Caitlin just was absolutely terrorizing their opposite fullback all day.
Mel?
I fear I did not see enough of the game to comment on player of the match.
Let's say Katie Reid.
No.
Right. It was Lena Hurty.
Don't get me started on the
We will. You can have your 2-hour rant in a little while. Chantel?
I'm going Stina for her 3 offsides.
So we've come to a new meaning that Dorian, as I agree with him, we think it's a new time wasting technique by Stina.
Now, I agree with Andrew. I think Caitlin, like, you looked at how many attacking runs she was going with, and she wasn't afraid to take on defenders one-on-one, and she had a lot of like fouls against her where like they were pulling her shirt or like dragging on her shoulders, and she was fighting them off and losing them. So I think like she came out with a like point to prove as like I should be a starting winger comparing to the likes of Kelly and Mido, and I think she proved that at the United game.
Yeah. Paul?
I'm
Cool,
going to go for Frida for this one.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually.
She was really quiet for the first 15, 20 minutes, but after that, she seemed to be everywhere on that pitch. She was getting stuck in. No matter how much they tried to pull her back and trip her over, she stayed on her feet and just carried on. And then she took that goal in the second half brilliantly. And that's
the
the
badge
Frida that we wanted. Yeah.
She kissed the badge.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, she's been missing for the last few games, but I think she stepped up this week and sort of showed what we know she could have done, a year ago.
Yeah,
and that's what we've been missing.
Yeah, I think she's got more of a future at the club than someone who had a soft spot for Man City. We're going to right. The new segment is going to. I've changed it. It's Plank of the Week. Right. So I'll start with this. Right. Andrew knows being a successful. Andrew knows being a successful co-host. So he'll know how this things. So we're going to talk about an unsuccessful co-host in the name of Ella Toon. Ella fucking Toon was driving me absolutely insane on Saturday. Like, she was diving all over the place, whinging. Like, mate, you're only famous because Russo put you on a podcast. I don't know. Andrew, you heard me whinging about Ella Toon quite a bit in that game.
Just a little bit, yeah. Not quite as on the same level as Laura's rant about Lena, but
it was a build up. It was just like she was like whining all the time. She was on the 1 minute she was on the floor, and then she was having a go at her. She didn't even do nothing. I just think, and I was saying, Ella Toon, the problem with her is she'll turn up for 2 games in a season, and then the rest of the games she won't do nothing. So yeah, that's my plank of the week. If you guys have got it in the comments or on here, have got another. It was a close one actually because the Arsenal steward was coming close to that.
Here we go.
So Andrew has been corrupted. He's got his booking. He's not Gary Lineker anymore. Like for 4 minutes. I'm not even joking, Mel. Four fucking minutes. Some stupid steward come over and said, I don't care if he's watching either. If he wants, he can come on the show. But come over and said, "Oh, I need to sit down." Four fucking minutes, and then Andrew was tapping me and said, "Yeah, we need to sit down." I went, "Why? I'm not sitting down. Like I wouldn't want to do it. Like there wasn't anyone in front of me. There weren't no one really behind me. Ben wasn't complaining. Harry weren't complaining. But no." Sorry, we have to because we're at the not the London Palladium anymore. It's just called the Emirates, so it's a theatre. But adding to this, that lovely steward who's brilliant at his job can come over and tell me to sit down, but don't mind about a Man United fan sitting in the Arsenal end absolutely abusing Alessia Russo. But no, we'll just go over to the big blind guy, yeah. Just go over to him. So that is my rant. Arsenal steward, sort it out for next season. And I apologise, Andrew, that you got a yellow card, but you got it just by association, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was going to make a blind joke then.
No. I was too angry to make one, I think. I was fuming. Like, even when we were winning, even at half time, I was still angry.
I know, I was going to say, the stewards saw you coming, but you didn't see them coming.
No, exactly. He would have said, yeah, I can't say that publicly, but yeah. But yeah, so that was my planks of the week. Do you have a contender, Laura?
A certain player that left at the end of the season for us that couldn't be asked.
I think that's really harsh on Taya Golgi.
No. I'll name drop her, Lena Hurtig. She couldn't be asked to walk round at the end of the game when the players were walking round, clapping all the fans. She couldn't be asked to make a speech on the mic like Amanda and Taya did. to say thank you to the club and to the fans who have supported her for 2 years while she sat on the bench, or she just couldn't be asked to show up to work, as I'll call it, because that's what it
Just working
essentially
from
is. to
home,
her.
mate.
Yeah, I thought we were back in COVID and
Mm.
Lena Hurtig chose to stay at home, but I was a bit peed off with that, as many
A
of you heard. And my words were, I hope the door hits her on the way out.
And in the words, it was like hearing a Scottish Danny Dyer at one stage. Like it was F this, F that, F this, F that. I was like, I think I even looked at Andrew. I was like, I don't know how to deal with this situation.
Yeah, as you said, Claudine, as Darren has touched on, maybe she was shy, but there's still no post on any social media
Yeah,
from her. No,
that was my only kind of like in my defense. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest, but because like she wasn't a huge, like she had her moments, didn't she? But that was more what I was thinking. Maybe can she not deal with public speaking, or? But then walking around the stadium, that's not really publicish, is it?
No.
Like you don't have to really speak by walking around. She could have just clapped, maybe. I don't know. I think it was interesting what Laura said. The other Laura in the group, like sometimes it's not always about that. That the club don't want to keep the player. Sometimes it's the player wants to leave. So I suppose we don't know the situation with them, but I think she could have probably behaved in a better way of it. Would you agree with that, Andrew?
No. I just think we don't know enough about the situation. There's obviously a reason behind why she chose not to. The club supported her decision, and I mean, part of it is one thing I do agree with. It didn't bother me, which is I think was one of the reasons with you and I. Well, everybody in Block 10 was quite perplexed. Like we were half an hour into the rant, and it's like, what's it about? We don't know. We don't know what's it. Then we realised it was it was a long time before we actually understood what the problem was.
Well, I was trying to interpret it, mate. If I'm honest, like it was
He
like
asked me at one point if it was Amanda I was talking about, and I was like, no.
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. I just heard that it was fucking this, fucking that. I was like, oh. I was so tempted. I was going to record it to send to Mel to say, Mel, can you interpret this for me?
I might have struggled as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I
mean,
honestly,
I think
Mel,
that-
like it was. I don't even know how to explain it. It was like Laura just went proper ultra.
Oh, I was fuming.
She was like Braveheart.
It's 100% pure Glaswegian came at you.
Yeah, it was. Like I think I nearly struggled to understand her more than I understand James.
I think the point where I got angry was because you look at Laia Cadena, who has barely played this season as well. She showed up to Leon to support the team and wasn't even selected for the team, but she was still in Leon. We haven't seen Lena all season long, not even at the Emirates to even support the girls, and I think that was just the last straw basically, and I just blew up.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's my plan for the week.
It was eventful, I'm not going to lie. Paul, do you have a plank of the week?
Other than the general officiating at the games, I think that's more of a plank of the season.
Yeah, plank of the century.
Yeah, we've touched on many a time, but that's all in. It was a good game.
Before we move on, actually, we'll get your thoughts on Taya Goldie, obviously. So she said goodbye, didn't she? And stuff. It's looking like she'll probably go to the Lionesses, isn't it? So it's kind of good luck in the future, isn't it?
I mean, she said goodbye and didn't even play for us for the season. So
yeah, that's it.
Let it go.
Yeah, it's like Frozen. We're gonna have to start calling you Elsa. Let it go.
No.
Let it go. She don't play for us anymore. Yeah, so Paul, before it goes into before Lena Hurty's PR team take the podcast down. about Taya, I think it's like kind of good luck to the future. It's just been she was just very, very unlucky, wasn't she, with injuries?
Yeah, I mean she's had 2 ACLs over the last few years, and when she has now come back, obviously she's had a good season at London City. If she'd have stayed with us, would she have got any game time? Probably not. You know, we're quite heavily loaded in that position, so it was definitely the right decision for her for this season. She's fitted in there really well. She seems at home now. I've seen the pictures and the videos from their end of season awards, and she was there. And yeah, I just think it's good luck to her. It'll be a great move if she has signed for them permanently, and yeah, she'll just it'll just further her career and make her a stronger player. And yeah, you never know what could happen in a couple of years. She may come back.
Yeah. Evening to Darren and Craig. Hope you're all right. Darren, who nearly killed you for forgetting the flares? Laura or Lena Hurty?
Laura's hiding her face, so I'm going to assume it was Laura.
Oh, right, it's not Lena.
I didn't have a go at him. He asked me where I got mine from for obviously the Leon game, and I told him, he's like, I'm going to get some for Man U. So I was like, where are they then? And he was just like, oh, I forgot about them. It was last night I remembered about them, and I was like, well, there you go. We're not doing it.
Laura, you've got to be careful at his age. You know what I mean? It could
very forgetful.
Yeah. So yeah, I think obviously with Taya Goldie, I think like good luck in the future, and I really hope she does do well at Lionesses, apart from when she plays us. But yeah, it could be like you say, one of those things down the line. I think I was talking to I think most of you know him, is Joe yesterday. No, Saturday, sorry. And I think what he was saying is that she's been really, really unlucky that obviously Katie Reid's at the level she is. Because I think if we didn't have a Katie Reid, then she may have been able to kind of maybe push Leah Williamson a little bit. But obviously she knows Leah's there, Katie's there. So she's quite down the line, isn't she? When you think about it. Chantel, I'll come to you, obviously, final one about Amanda, because we're talking about the players that have left. We're not like kicking off on Twitter because someone's not been said goodbye to yet or something. Amanda kind of done what she came in to do, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, like, she came in, she got a couple of goals. She's been quite a solid defender for when she's played. Very good aerial that we haven't got the tallest defenders. So when she comes on, she really helps there. And obviously, while being with us, she's extended the family with a little one. But she's always been appreciative of Arsenal, whether she's played or not. Coming back from maternity, obviously she's bagged herself a couple of minutes here and there, and like she just comes in, does what she does. You don't really see or hear anything negative about her. She just kind of gets on with it. And then it was nice. She sounded so appreciative of the fans and what Arsenal's done for her, and she did give a thank you. So yeah, like you could see her time here, she definitely loved the club and loved the time, and like she's a good player who wherever she goes, I'm sure she'll continue to get herself a couple of goals from a set piece aerial header in that she's good at, and I think like she's still got a season left in her.
Yeah. That's brave, Darren. That's very, very brave. So I think Darren's basically said plank of the week is Leah for a poor ball distribution. I can't even say that. Poor ball distribution. Andrew, do you want to answer that?
Leah, I thought Leah Volti hardly had a chance to give it. Is that what you're on about? Is it
Leah Williamson. I think he's on about Leah Williamson.
Outrageous. Yeah, I'm being cheeky there. Outrageous. Outrageous.
Talking about the England captain.
I've got yeah. He's just been a bit of a cheeky monkey, isn't he?
He's got the fishing rod out. He's got his rod out.
Yeah, I can see
Um,
that. I ain't taking that bait.
Yeah. And before we finish, obviously, Mel, with the players that have left, because get your kind of views on it, they kind of answered themselves, didn't they? Like, I don't think they really had that much of a future at the club.
No, I think especially for Taya, like beforehand, before she had her injury, she was sort of on the cusp of maybe breaking it in the squad, and then, like we said, she had 2 back-to-back ACL. So I think she was lucky enough to sort of have the resources of Arsenal to put her through the rehab of that, and then to get her up and ready to go out to a team like London City, where she's managed to prove herself there. And I hope that they do sign her. I think if they don't sign her, it'll be very, very silly on their part. I think she's made a real statement in her performances there, and I think she deserves to show everybody her talent in the WSL when she couldn't be doing it for Arsenal. So that one I understand. Lena Hurtig, I'm not going to touch on.
No, don't start.
Waste of money, waste of space, waste of time, waste of effort is what comes to mind. And for Amanda, I think that if she hadn't went off and had her rerun, I think possibly could have seen her stay a wee bit longer. I think she was a good threat, sort of coming off the bench, like we said, from set pieces and free kicks, corners, last couple of minutes where you're needing a good old substitute for Super Gen BE number 9. Amanda was your woman to give a shout to. So quite sad to see her go. I think she had some really good, memorable moments in an Arsenal top. I think no matter where she goes now, if she decides to go back into football, or if she decides to just walk away and go and spend as much time as possible with her wee family, then wish her nothing but the best.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll probably wrap it up there. We will be back. We'll do a preview for the Champions League final that Kira Walsh is not in, because she's shopping in Sainsbury's. I want to be in Kira Walsh's head like I was with Millie Bright when I started the Raphael song. So, that's my mission. Kira Walsh shit, anyway. Andrew, thank you for coming on. Brilliant as always.
Cheers, Gaffer. I'm renewing my season ticket next year, but not near you. You're just a troublemaker. You've just got me into.
I'm just an ultra, mate. That's what it is.
You broke my hand. You got me my first yellow card. That's it. I'm off. I'm off into the. I'm gonna get a club seat. I'm gonna go in the prawn sandwiches. It's safer.
Yeah, they have all the posh old people up there, so that's fine. Mel, thank you for coming on. Brilliant.
Thank you for having me again, sir.
No problem. And once again, well done. We're all proud of you. Have you got another game in June, haven't you?
We have a game on Sunday, our last game of the season, our last away game. Don't want to say it should be easy, but it should be easy.
Oh man, now you won it all. You know what I mean?
I mean, we run them over last time. I even scored a header, so I'm assuming that I'm not going to be playing much, if any, minutes on Sunday. I think it's just going to be a case of like the young ones and the people who haven't had as much minutes, just chuck him on the pitch and let them have at it.
Did you say the young ones?
The
Mate,
young
you're not
ones.
40. You're not 40.
I hate to tell you, George, but I am the 4th oldest in my squad.
That's a young squad.
It is. It makes me feel fucking ancient.
Just think about it. In the same month, you and Kimmy Little scored your first goal. So.
Yeah, true.
It's all about levels, Mel. All about levels. Talking about levels. Thanks for coming on, Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you tomorrow night then at the under 21s.
I was going. I'm not going now, unfortunately. Okay. But Dorian and Darren are. But I'm going to try and follow it from home. So hopefully we can.
You've got a stadium ban, George. Admit it. The Arsenal have banned you.
That's why he's going to Lisbon.
Yeah, it runs out. It's all right. It's all right in Europe, but it's not over here. But yeah, enjoy it, and thanks for all your help this season with stuff. And Chantel, thank you as well for this season and all your help.
No worries. Thank you for having me on, and obviously behind scenes, we are such a good family that we're there for each other, and I look forward to the next season together.
Yeah, when we're winning the quadruple without Andrew here, so that's good. Andrew's basically he's the Ella-Toon of the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, you said you wanted to move.
Fair play. Well, if Chantel must be like Chantel must be like Grace Clinton and's taking my spot, so you know.
Happily take it. Block 18 atmosphere is shocking.
I was saying if we had anyone rich, we could have like the Michelle Cans of the podcast, but that's a different conversation. Laura, thank you as well. Thank you for helping with everything, and well done with like your blogs and stuff. They seem to be going quite well.
Yeah, it's doing all right, I suppose. But we'll next season there'll be a lot more out. But I do appreciate the support that everybody's gave towards them, and of course, thank you for allowing me to post in the platform about it and stuff. And yeah, it's always a pleasure. As Chantel says, touched on, we're also supportive of each other. We might one day disagree with each other, and the next day we're agreeing. But hey ho, that's what it's all about, isn't it? So yeah, thank you very much, George.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we will be back some point either later this week or start of next week to do a preview of the Champions League final where we take on Barcelona. So if you're going, enjoy it. If you're not, enjoy it, because all it takes is one more goal in Barcelona. So good night, everyone. Take care and look after yourself, and come on, you Gunners.
We're frozen. I don't know who's taking on the outros.